Hey guys, so if you're looking at the title of today's video, you might be wondering, why is she reviewing another brow product? I thought she said she really liked the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Well, I do, but the only thing I don't like about that is it takes a long time because it doesn't deposit very much product at one time, so it's very time consuming, but it is great. It's one of the best brow products that I've ever used, but you know, this is what I do here. I review products, I try out new things. So I am going to talk about the Ardell Brow Pomade today, and I bought it in the shade Blonde, and this is what the packaging looks like. And it, you know, comes in a little pot. You may have seen these types of things before. This retails at CVS for $6.99. You get this with it for $6.99. You get a spoolie and a small angled brush, and let me tell you, just this right here to me is worth $6.99 because all the products that I have like this are either a spoolie on the end of a pencil or my separate spoolie by e.l.f. that I really love. But this small angled brush right here is great. It's just the right size, it's just the right texture, and the spoolie is also that nice texture that I like on my e.l.f. brush. It's very much like that, whereas it's a little bit softer and the bristles move when you use it. So having all of this on one item is fantastic because then I don't have to grab for separate products for my spoolie and my brush. It's all in one. So to me, this right here is worth $5.99 right here. But you also get this jar of brow pomade, and I cannot tell you how many times I have picked up this product either at CVS or at Sally Beauty Supply or any place that sells Ardell, and looked at it and thought, geez, I don't know about this color. That color looks like it would be too light. And I was wrong, because this is a very complex product, at least the one for Blonde anyway. What I mean is, oh, and by the way, you get 3.2 grams or 0.11 ounces of product. And CVS had sent me a $2 off coupon in my email, $2 off anything in the store. So that's why I decided to go ahead and get this, because with the coupon it was only $4.99 plus tax. But anyway, I tried this out yesterday on top of what I already had on my brows, which was the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I thought I would try it today with just the brow pomade. Now the reason why I said this was a complex product is because if you look at the product, and hopefully you will be able to see what I'm talking about, you can see where I dipped my brush in there yesterday. Now, can you see the marks in the jar? Can you see how the marks are darker than the product itself? What they've done is they've mixed more than one color together. So when you dip your brush in the product and start distributing it, it applies much darker than the color that you're seeing. The color that you're seeing is like a blonde color, but there's a much darker color mixed in. So if you look at this brow pomade on the back and you think, oh, that's too light, that's not the color you're going to be getting. So very deceiving. So let me apply this live on camera, and I'm going to try to see if I can make this product work just using this on its own and not using a pencil first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spoolie and I'm just going to brush through my brows and get the shape that I'm looking for. So I usually just brush them up and then I just go right across the top and sort of smooth down those top hairs. Then I reverse it and use this nice little brush. So I'm just going to deposit a very, very small amount on the brush. And the texture of this pomade is a mousse-like texture, and you need very, very little. It's super concentrated, and you just barely want to dip your brush in that brow pomade. So this is kind of like a first impressions video, but not really, because I already used it yesterday to kind of get a feel for it, so I would be able to describe it. I guess, I don't know if I should call this first impressions or review. I guess it would be review, right? Because this will be the second time that I've used it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to make small strokes that resemble hairs and work it through my brow. So you still get the blonde color, but you're also getting a darker color mixed in. Now, I didn't want to put much product on the brush because if you go too much product right off the bat, you're sunk, because you can blend and blend all day and you won't be able to blend it out. Alright, so I deposited more color this time. So I'm going to very carefully, can you see all that darkness there? It's really, I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they did that complexity of the color. Now it almost looks like it's too dark now. I'm really hoping we can blend that out so that it's not so dark. Okay, let's flip it around now and use that spoolie to blend it in. I don't know, I think it might be a little too dark now. The reason why I did what I did yesterday using the NYX brow pencil, I mean, that's how my brows were when I went to the store, just having the pencil in them. Then came back and added a little bit of this as I wanted to see what would be better. Would it be better if I used the NYX brow pencil first and then added the pomade second? Or could I get away with just using the pomade today? And I think it depends on what type of brow you like. Because some people like a more intense brow. Some people like a more natural looking brow. I think this with the brow pencil is probably just right. Because if you use the pencil alone, it's very natural looking and almost doesn't quite look done. But if you use this by itself, it's too intense, and I think the two together probably are just right. But let's go ahead and do the other brow anyway. Matter of fact, what if I try to apply a little less product this time and see if maybe that works out better? I think just like with anything else, maybe it takes practice to do this. Okay, this one I did not brush through with the spoolie, and it looks a little harsh to me, but let's see what happens when we brush it through. Just blend that all in. I don't know. I think this might be a little too harsh to use on its own for me. The brows look, I mean, they're all filled in and everything, and I was able to simulate the brush strokes, but I think I liked it better yesterday when I used the pencil first and then put the pomade on top. But of course the downside to that is, I was saying how the pencil takes a really long time, so if you use the pencil and the pomade, can you imagine how long it would take just to do your brows? Because it takes so long to do all the other makeup anyway. So let's see what happens if I shut that makeup mirror off. Yeah, I think this might be a little much. I think this is just a little bit too intense for my taste. But it does balance pretty well with the eye makeup that I have on. So, I don't know. My verdict on this is, I think it is definitely worth the $6.99 that they ask at CVS. And I think at Sally's, I looked the price up online and there wasn't that much of a difference. I think it was only like maybe $1 less if you had a Sally Beauty Supply card. So there wasn't much of a savings there, but I think for $6.99 you might want to check this out because it's a pretty nice product. Now if I touch my brows, I can definitely feel it in there, but it doesn't give you that crunchy feeling that some of the brow pomades give you. So that is a definite plus. It's very affordable, but yeah, I think it might even be worth it just for this, because this is really, really nice. This is exactly the right size brush that you need. You know how in my videos when I do my brows, I always show you this little Wet n Wild brush? Well, the reason why I like this so much is because of the size of it, the angle. So now I have everything in one brush. Actually, this one from Ardell is even just a little bit smaller, which makes it easier to control. So I still say thumbs up on this. I think maybe if I play around with it some more, I might be able to master it better, but not being as familiar with this type of brow pomade, because the brow pomade that I normally use is by e.l.f. and that has more of a waxy texture to it rather than a moussey texture. So it's not like a true pomade, it's more like a gel. And so I'm used to working with that texture. Don't think I've actually ever owned a brow pomade that had this moussey texture to it, but I have heard from other people that some of the brands of pomades can leave your brows feeling kind of stiff and uncomfortable and are difficult to remove. And I didn't have any trouble removing this last night when I took off all my makeup. So I would say thumbs up on this. Let me know if you've ever tried the Ardell and what did you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.